Okay, video number 5, composition of transformations. So we're going to be doing a sequence of rigid motions. So a sequence of rigid motions is a combination of two or more transformations that are performed one after another. So when you graph two, you have to be careful of the wording. Sometimes they tell you to do one thing followed by a second thing, and at other times they're going to use a little circle. And if there's number 1 here and number 2 here, you're actually supposed to do number 2 first, and then you do this second. So it's reading it backwards, a little bit strange, but we'll get used to it. First off, a rigid motion is a transformation where a point of the object moves along the coordinate grid and size and shape stays the same. So which of these are rigid motions? Go ahead and circle. That's right, not the dilation. The dilation will not have the same size. So now we're going to actually do something. So the first thing is we have triangle ABC, and the points are there, 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5. So I place those in there. That's called the original, or the, you guessed it, the pre-image. Okay, now they want us to first translate 5 right and 2 up. So I'm going to do that first. 5 right and 2 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 up. B prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 up. A prime. And the other one should be 2 up. There's C prime. Okay, and then we're going to connect those. All right, I'm just going to connect them with a different color. So there's our first one. So those points have now changed. Okay, so we're going 5 to the right and 2 up. So therefore, it's now, A is now 6, 3. And B is going to be add 5, 9, 3. And C is going to be 9, add 2, 9, 7. Remember, that's how we're going to do it. But the second thing they want you to do, and remember, this is the order we're going to do it, is flip it over the line y equals 0. Well, the line y equals 0 goes side to side on 0. So if you go side to side on 0, that really means you're going to flip over the x-axis. So this really means the x-axis. Y equals 0 is the x-axis. So really all we're going to do is when we flip over the x-axis, we just, you're right, change the y. So we're going to go to 6, negative 3, 9, negative 3, and 9, negative 7. Those are our points. So we're going to go 3 down, and 7 down. There we go, 7 down. Okay, make sure you label them the proper way. A double prime, B double prime, C double prime. Got it? Okay, so that is a series of transformations, okay, or a sequence, and we also call it a combination. Okay, so this is our final answer with the double prime. Okay, now it could be asked a different way. So reading it backwards, you actually have to do the second thing first and then the first thing. Okay, so make sure you read this part. Now we're going to do this first. So we're going to reflect it over the y-axis first. So first thing I'm going to do is write down my points, 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5. And then I'm going to flip it over the x-axis. Ooh, I know what that means. So reflect it over the x-axis means switch the, hopefully you picked y. 1, negative 1, 4, negative 1, 4, negative 5. So I'm not even going to graph the original. I'm just going to graph the second one. So I got 1, unless it tells me to graph that. It might even say graphing is optional. Okay, so we got 1, negative 1, 4, negative 1, and 4, negative 5. This is our prime, BAT prime. So this is prime T, prime A, prime B. Okay, now they want us to do this next. That is a translation. So we are going to go 3 left because of the negative and 4 down because of the negative. Okay? Now, can you take these numbers and subtract? Absolutely. So if you want, you could just do 1, negative 1, and then minus 3, minus 4. You're going to get negative 4, negative 5. You could take 4, negative 1, minus 3, minus 4, and you're going to get 1, negative 5. And again, you can take the last one, which is 4, negative 5, and minus 3, minus 4, and you're going to get 1, negative 9. And those are your answers. So if you don't have to graph, this is your final answer. But if they say and graph, then let's graph it. So what that means is we're going to slide 3 and slide 4. You're going to slide 3, slide 4. You wind up at negative, ooh, take that back. 1 minus 3 is not negative 4. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So we have to change this to negative 2. Change that to negative 2. So negative 2, negative 5. Negative 2, and then negative 5 is going to be B double prime. A double prime is going to be 1, negative 5. And T double prime is going to be 1, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. There's your T double prime. Notice, this is a rigid motion, or they were both rigid motions, which preserves or keeps size and shape. So nothing changed. These are series of rigid motions, no dilations. Okay? And that's it. I'm going to stop, try practice 5. Okay? Just remember, for those of you that didn't know for previous ones, I'm just going to draw on this. If it says to flip something over the line y equals positive 3, you have to go to positive 3 and draw a line, and that's what you would flip over. Okay, if it says to flip over x equals negative 3, then you got to go 1, 2, negative 3, and draw a line here, and that's x equals negative 3. And then from there, you would just see how far you are. So if you're 1 away, you would have to go 1 away again. If you're 3 away, you'd have to go 3 away again. But just so you know, that's what y equals and x equals are. They're straight lines up and down.